I'm above you on all these issues.
How do you know I'm a meth addict?
You haven't served in the military. In fact, you wouldn't be fit for the military.
I'm a racist, and I don't consider myself an especially evil person.
What's this got to do with the price of rice in China?
Well, I'm just telling you, I'm a better man than you are.
You're a narcissist. We've established that.
Okay, stop interrupting me. You could not defend the very rights you enjoy. You are the ultimate invalid, 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 invalid.
I put stock in you. I'm wondering why Mr. Solutions isn't on Debbie Daly's show.
What's this got to do with the price of rice in China?
Money. I'm into aviation. Money.
Power.
Money.
Power.
Man boobs.
Shut up.
I see why Sick the Tank Daddy kicked his ass and kicked him out of the house early on.
Man boobs. Shut up. I'm going to talk over you as loud as I can. I've got my speaker full blast to blow you away.
Shut up.
Mr. Midnight Movie.
My name is Delano. I have killed Mr. Midnight Movie. I stabbed that son of a bitch.
This is
Money.
Power.
Money.
Power.
tired.
Money.
Power.
Money.
Yes.
Whoa! This is our first
First time
episode.
back. Yes.
Our first new episode on as Informatory Talk,
Yeah.
Blog Talk Radio.
Yes. And we're on Spreaker. I just did it. I mess up because I accidentally stopped the show early on. So sorry, folks. I am on Spreaker as well. We're trying to do this on a two-pronged approach here. Yes, I am the diplomatic but inflammatory Mr. Midnight Movie, and we have the equally inflammatory and diplomatic Jewish producer. This is our time. We're coming back, the prodigal children, back to Blog Talk Radio, back to a show that we were once number one in. And I don't want to brag about that too much, but we were number one for a while.
We were former number one in, I think, in political.
Yes, we were the
conservative
number one.
As a topic.
Yeah,
we were number one for a short while there in. I don't even want to guess.
Yeah.
2014 or 15, 13, 14, somewhere.
We had the No White Guilt show, and it was simply, in my opinion, amazing. And I guess, we left it for a while. The audio wasn't as good, but it is the one place that has a switchboard, and people can call in if they wish. JP, do we have a number to this show?
Well, if you added us on Skype, you can find Mr. Midnight Movie or Jewish Producer on Skype, but there's also a call-in number. Yeah, it's 917-889-9178. I'm going to post that somewhere. Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta launch the chat. My bad.
Yeah.
So right now we're starting our chat room, and then I'm going to paste.
I sneezed, everybody. This is live.
Yeah, anything can happen. Live,
yes. Yes. So, yes, we are here. This is our first show, and we're just calling it The Ego Victim. And,
all kinds of problems here. Open chat in a new window. Yeah.
So yes, it's become perhaps a little bit more complex or a little bit easier. I don't know. Now, for a long time, there was a rumor mill that Spreaker and Blog Talk were going to join forces, but I guess that did not happen. And who knows why?
I think it. I thought it happened. I just don't think any changes. I don't think there was any migration between the two
You know
sites.
what? When I listen to Blog Talk Radio, I will say the sound has gotten better. And for a while, I don't know what new format they had, but they made it a little bit more difficult. But it's actually gotten a little bit better. I mean, before it became even harder to use, and just. But it's become a little bit. I think it's become a little bit more user friendly, and the sound quality has gotten better. And I'm looking here, trying to paste my show, copy and paste it, and let me see here. Here we go, copy, and then I'm going to paste my show in the Spreaker Tavern. See if anyone's going to listen to it. Maybe they will, and maybe they will. So yes, the ego victim.
Yeah, what is this all about?
Well, a lot of people, they get their ego from their victimhood. And I'm talking about a lot of social justice warriors, those who consider themselves part of a marginalized group, and they live in the past. And mainly I'm talking about those people who basically they live in it's not even a past that they live. They live the historical past, and they never kind of want to live in the present and see things as they are. I call them ego victims, and not a good thing, folks. And it's the one thing I'll say this. The one thing that kind of cut me off a little bit that hurt my train of thought was the fact that how difficult it was to set up. The hoops that we kind of had to jump through. But I'm okay now, folks. But I'm trying to get my bearing on.
All right, so we're finally okay. Now we have the chat room set up, which is great. On Blog Talk Radio, we have a chat room. If you're listening to us on Spreaker, of course, we are always over there on Internet Somalia, hanging around.
Oh yeah!
And so we are everywhere, and we expect many, many, many guests.
Now, by the way, you were going at it with one of the people of Internet Somalia.
That's right. That's right. Big Joe.
Yeah, the recovering narcissist. Yes.
Yes, he decided he wanted to lay in wait and wait for the opportune moment to attack me.
Oh,
and some reason he wants to call me out as I'm not even sure what he was calling out. Maybe he was making some kind of accusation that I'm two-faced, which is the second time this week I've heard that. When you hear something enough times, you start to question reality.
No, JP,
Yeah.
Do you want to give out the number to our Blog Talk show?
Blog Talk Radio, where?
Well, don't we have a call-in number to our Blog Talk Radio show?
Who wants it? Is what I'm asking. Where do you want to? Anybody who already knows us can reach us through the normal ways. They can call us on Skype.
I want to see how well it works, and I'd like to give out the number.
The number you dialed. You had to call in. Remember, for the guy to be on the guest show. Right now, we are the guest on the show. Do you see that number on your phone?
I do see that number.
That's the number right there.
So it's 917-88 997-178. I was trying to copy and paste.
It's 9178. Yeah.
9178-889 917-889-9178.
Yeah.
Manja.
Manja.
I can't believe I can't copy and paste this number. Who's trying to do that?
It's really hard in Skype, you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Skype's really, the new update on Skype sucks.
Well,
I don't know anybody who's liking it so far.
Well, when they do new things, it's, yeah.
And they always do it at the worst time. I was on a call last night, and right in the middle of my call, I get an update from Skype, and I didn't want to start the call over. Anyways, long story short, our show ended up getting, we had to start it over again anyways. It just got in our ways. I think the other person I was on with got the update too and hit OK. Well, what can you do? It's a mad, mad world.
Sure is.
I'm looking at Toes on what is this here? Discord. Oh my God.
Now, if you want to look up something really inflammatory, I suggest you look up black sheep. One word, if you can Google one word, black sheep. Is it black sheep for Kova? Let me look here. Black. The words. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it on.
Who in your estimate?
Yes.
And what's the name of our show again?
Inflammatory talk.
What's the name of this episode?
Ego victim.
Now, do you know of any ego victims?
Yes.
Or should I say this? Is there a particular group that you feel has more ego victims than other groups?
You know what? There are. You know what? I think there should be a study on that before I have my suspicions. But anyone who considers, like anyone who talks about historical wrongs and does not deal with the now and the present, they are always stuck in the past.
Do you fear if you were to label a group as being a group that has more ego victims in it, do you fear maybe you might be called out for being racist or something like that, or hatred, spreading hate?
Well, the ego, the one thing about ego victims is the old saying, the ego protects itself. And when you get, like I said, when you get your ego from being a victim, to lose that victimhood, you got to lose, you're going to have to lose their ego. And I guess someone said, is it ego is the biggest narcotic? Fame. Ego is a big narcotic. And when you lose that and you have to give that up, I think that's really hard. And for some people, it's almost impossible. And some people, they will fight very hard to basically make sure that their victim narrative is played out. And I think the groups that are the biggest, that have the biggest bunch of ego victims are also the biggest group that are the most likely to censor, because they cannot. I don't think that they know that their arguments. I think deep down they know that there are that their arguments, that the public will never really buy their arguments. So what do? They have to censor. They have to shut down immediately. And
any science at all behind this, or is this something that are these just based on observations throughout your life?
This is based on.
I asked this because I want you to put your best foot forward when you're describing this, and I want you to be able to argue. I want you to defend your point because we're going to have people calling in and screaming at you.
Yeah, of course.
I know it.
Of course. But these are observations that I've explored and I've looked at over time. And a lot of they have a lot of groups out there now that actively go to censor. There's a group called The Color of Change. And one of the things that they've done is they've labeled everyone who disagrees with them a white supremacist. And they are perhaps known as the biggest flaggers of YouTube videos. And they have been known to take away people's bank accounts, groups' bank accounts that they disagree with, and basically all of their social media. And these ego victims have a lot of powerful enablers. The big thing around YouTube recently was the Joe Rogan podcast with Tim Pool on. Basically,
ever since that show, you've been on one about this.
Yeah. And, I was recently listening to, and I forget her name. She's the attorney. She's one of the persons who's part of the safety and other team that basically is part of the banning. And I watched a video of her recently.
Mm-hmm.
And she's from India, or her parents were born in India, and she is from. She is from Texas. I think Midville, Texas, or one of those places. And she one time said that her father had to get permission when her father worked in Texas as an insurance salesman, that she had. Her father had to get permission from the local KKK to work, and it didn't make any sense to me that would happen. I think that's something that's a little bit, a little bit suspicious, and probably I would almost want to do more investigation on that whole thing, just because. I don't want to say I don't believe it, but I'd like to do more investigation on that, because there's something about that doesn't ring true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why not?
Because this was in the 70s, and man, yeah. And,
things were done differently back then. There wasn't as much good science behind it.
Well, no, I'm saying that she had to get. No, I'm saying that she's saying that her father, and I think this was the 70s or 80s, that her father had to go to the local Klansmen to work.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So what doesn't sound right about this again? I'm sorry, the stories get choppy for me.
The story of her father going to the local KKK and asking to work. Because he was working as a door-to-door insurance salesman. And I guess he's like in his own country, he was like, he's had a medical degree, but he had to work as like an insurance salesman. And he had to get permission from the local KKK in the town of Texas where she was growing up to be able to sell door to door. And I just don't believe that story. I think it's rather fake. Where
was that shooting you were looking at earlier?
That shooting was at a church in someplace
New Zealand?
in the Middle East. And yes. Now I'm gonna put someone's name, and I'd like you to read some of her tweets. Just gonna Jeez, this is.
Can you look at the chat room, by the way? Is there anybody even listening to us?
In my chat room,
For God's sakes.
No.
Somebody.
Now I'm going to paste a name, and if you could
Just a
copy.
reminder, you listen to Inflammatory Talk with
Yes.
Mr. Midnight Movie.
Is there
and
anyone
Jewish-
listening in the chat room? Is there anybody waiting in the wings? Once we had like 35 to 40 calls.
Once we had that for like
Several
few
times.
months.
Oh, yeah.
That was all the time.
During
Those were great nights, but
Yeah.
sometimes it was a real.
during the
was a-
Trayvon Martin trial, we were absolutely lit up. And unfortunately, we kind of
It was rumored actually that our the 3 shows we did combined were getting about 10,000 listeners per show. That was per Ruthie, if you recall.
Yeah,
We're-
no.
She said we were getting some huge numbers, so that was nice.
Yeah. Now, this is Madeline Peltz. I believe that's how you say her name. And she's the one who basically outed Tucker on a radio show. He used the word fag and other things. And she has she's with Media Matters, a kind of a lefty organization. She is she's Jewish.
What?
Her name is Madeline Peltz. Maybe we should just do the real Madeline Peltz. If you could go to her, if you could copy and paste that and go to her Twitter and just read some of the things that she has been said.
Oh, on Twitter?
Yes.
Oh, is her Twitter name the same? It's just her actual name?
Yes.
Let's go to Twitter and find out. And her name's Madeline.
I think it's Peltz.
Oh, yeah.
She looks
Peltz.
like she's got something wrong with her lip.
Oh, then we definitely have to find out.
Yes.
Madeline Peltz. You know, I don't know if this is the right one. How do I know?
Would be the one.
Is she born in Chicago?
Yes.
She has conversations, I guess, with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, she outed Tucker Carlson.
As what?
Well, Tucker Carlson called into a radio show.
Oh, and he made all these misogynistic,
Yes.
perverted comments. If I'm right. Oh boy, what was that like?
Who knows?
Well, we'll know now. Let's see.
Well, actually, he's not in prison for that.
Can you hear it?
Warren Jeffs
Yeah.
didn't marry underage girls.
No, he's in prison for facilitation of child rape.
Whatever the hell that means.
That means
he's in prison. He's in prison because he's weird and unpopular, and he has a different lifestyle that other people find creepy.
No, he's an accessory to the rape of children. That is a felony, and a serious one at that.
What do you mean an accessory? He's like got some weird religious cult where he thinks it's okay to, marry underage girls, but he didn't do it. Why wouldn't the guy who actually did it, who had sex with an underage girl, he should be the one who's doing like the rapist in this case has made a lifelong commitment to live and take care of the person. So he is a little different. I mean, let's be honest about it. He's not accused of touching anybody. He is accused of facilitating a marriage between a 16-year-old girl and a 27-year-old man. That's the accusation. That's what they're calling felony rape.
But in our
That's
state,
bullshit. I'm sorry. Now, this guy may be a maybe a child rapist. I'm just telling you that arranging a marriage between a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old is not the same as pulling a stranger off the street and raping her. That's bullshit.
But in my brief experience, what gets women going is arguing with them.
Really?
Yeah.
I never use that.
It's true. You debate politics with the woman and just go, just full blown out there, especially feminism. If you're talking to a feminist and she's giving you, men really need to be more sensitive, and this, actually, men don't need to be more sensitive. You just need to be quiet and kind of do what you're told.
And lighten up a little bit,
They love it.
Alexis Stewart, we run into her all the time.
She seems awful.
Yeah, she is
They're
awful.
very cunty.
She seems extremely.
I like to hear that word out of. Oh yeah, I stepped over. She seems what now?
So you can't talk like this anymore, right?
I guess not. Not in crypto fascist America.
I mean, that's the whole point here. She outed this. Is that outing? This has to be outed?
It does seem a little cunty. Yeah, I mean, you said it. I'm just agreeing with you. I don't
Why does this have to be outed?
For Tucker Carlson tonight on MSNBC, a girl that comes across kind of cunty.
Well, she does. I mean, I heard her. Now I'm a Brent fan, so okay, I'm stating my bias right out front here. But I heard her on with him, and I just wanted to give her the spanking she said.
I actually want. When she's laying her head in your bed at night.
That's a good. These are great lines. What? Why?
You know who the hell's in her bedroom and what they're doing. Nobody, just her. Well, when she's in a dormitory type setting and these little girls start experimenting around, next thing you know, you got a lesbian on your hands.
I don't think that's likely.
Next thing you know, Brett, what's going on in the Combe dormitory? Nothing. I don't got a PSP to play. I ain't got nothing going on. I ain't got my mom and dad here to tell me that they love me and check me and tuck me in bed. So here's Trixie, and she wants to explore my body a little bit. So hey, let's go crazy. Wow.
That if it weren't my daughter,
that's one theory. Well, I mean, it's
I just can't, and I just think that's pretty unlikely.
As outlandish as that is, how old is your daughter?
14.
Well, I love women, but they're extremely primitive. They're basic. They're not that hard to understand.
Putting Paris and Brittany in a commercial with Obama is classic old school.
These guys sound a lot like, not too unlike people I've heard here on Spreaker or, Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah. And I can't believe...
they're just ultra popular, ultra famous,
Yeah. And this Madeline Peltz, she basically wants him off the air and economically destroyed. And you know what? I think that she should be never on the air and economically destroyed.
Does she kind of remind you of the two women that we came across?
Oh, yeah.
Women's.
Yeah.
She almost looks like she could have been one of those two women.
Yes, and she said she just tweeted because Ben Shapiro said this is absurd. The 24-year-old is an employee of Media Matters, one of the better funded and more powerful leftist organizations in America. That's like saying an intern in the White House wrote a press release. That intern is responsible for the press release. WashingtonPost.com, arts and entertainment. And then Madeline Peltz says, Ben, why don't you just get over it? And she said, Ben, why don't you just get it over with and call me a bad Jew? No human couch cushion sandwich. I don't know what that
How's
means.
our chat board doing over there? Are there any comments?
Todd Morris is there, and I think Todd Morris should call into our show.
I wish.
Is there anyone on our line right now?
Did you notice, Todd? I don't know if you subscribe to Todd Morris on YouTube or on YouTube. Yeah. He does a video almost every day now. Do you get the alerts?
No, I'm not sure. But Todd,
I get the alerts. Yeah. So every time he posts, and I'm like, wow, this guy is busy.
If we want to talk about ego victims, and Todd could give us a whole thing of ego victims, Todd, if you could call in, for God's sakes.
As if we could get a better lesson than that.
Yes. You must call Jesse Lee. I will one day. But yes.
Do you think Todd Morris is shadow banned?
He might be.
Seems like he'd have a lot more hits, or I don't know. Seems like he should have a lot more going on his YouTube because he's so funny. Those shows are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I noticed an uptick in comments. Like the more he does this, he gets more comments on his shows. There was a time not that long ago, just a couple months ago, when I'd listened to his YouTube when he is live. Sometimes I would be maybe the only or one of only a couple people that were commenting on the show. But now that he's been doing a lot more lately, I guess, and it seems like a lot more people are commenting. There's something to it. He's sticking to his guns.
Yeah.
So Madeline Peltz, can we get her on the show yet?
I'm hoping so.
That would be amazing. We are going to go after some good guests in some of our future shows.
Absolutely.
You have anything to add on Ego Victim? Do you want to keep going on this? And
I think I'll go a little bit more on the Ego Victim, and I'll go more on my whole thing on this. But this is our first show time on Blog Talk Radio. We are still on Spreaker as well, but
it's a good topic because it kind of mixes politics with what am I trying to say with socioeconomics and it all kind of it just kind of is a real broad stroking kind of term.
Yes.
Everybody knows an ego victim.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Billingsley, I'm looking at my Facebook page and they're having Billingsley, Montana. And what if I told you U.S. troops have never fought against terrorism? They've always fought for God. Ugh, stupid.
Let's see. What other do you want me to read a Madeline Peltz tweet?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, and I don't know I'm just kind of jumping into her timeline here.
Yeah.
What do you guys think they're doing? Oh, she's making a comment. All right, never mind. I decided I'm going to run as a centrist lib in 2020, and my first order of business is to change the names of landlords to for-profit shelter providers.
Yes.
It's pretty good. She got 650 likes on that one.
There we go. And someone said, Media Matters, Melanie Peltz, who found the Tucker Carlson recordings. Why? She goes in on him. Spoiler alert, it's because she disagrees with him politically.
Oh, this is great. She responded here to a Ben Shapiro tweet.
Yes.
So Ben Shapiro, I guess he was figuring out who had outed Tucker, right? Mm-hmm. So he wrote, "This is absurd. The 24-year-old is an employee of Media Matters, one of the better funded and more powerful leftist organizations in America. That's like saying if an intern in the White House wrote a press release, that intern is responsible for the press release." So she responded?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ben, why don't you just get it over with and call me a bad Jew, you human couch cushion sandwich. Wow. I didn't see that coming.
What is a human I've never heard a human couch cushion.
Call me a bad Jew. How's that?
You're a bad Jew. Have you ever been called a bad Jew before?
Yeah, jokingly.
Have you ever been called a cheap Jew?
No, not exactly. Well, yeah, I have. Well, yeah, of course. But
have you ever called that to your dad or your mom?
But I'm anything but cheap. I'm not cheap.
Yeah.
What's up?
Have you ever said that to your dad or mom, like you're being a cheap Jew?
Yeah.
Have you ever used the word you're being a crazy Jew?
No, but they are usually.
But you're being a nitpicking Jew.
Stop it, you Jews. Stop it. Put your Jew heads together and figure it out. I'm sick of answering questions for you. Stuff like that.
You said, put your Jew heads together and figure it out.
Wax your hairy Jew back. I've told my dad that before.
You know what? I remember there was a softball team called the Salami Hiders, and the guy goes, "I see you got a Persian rug on your back too," and the guy goes, "It's a Jew rug." Wax your hairy Jew back.
Wax. I think I said something like, like mow your Jew hair back. It was really bad. His hair, his back is so hairy. It's unbelievable.
Yes. Now, do you have any other hairy relatives?
No, everyone else is pretty fair. He is by far the hairiest I know.
Now, Arabs usually are, I guess, are the hairiest group. And then, I guess Jews, because they do come from that part of the world, can get pretty hairy. Like Ron Jeremy was, who's hairier, Ron Jeremy or your dad?
It's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say my dad.
Yeah. So your dad's like a chip off the old Ronnie.
It's a lot of hair.
Does he have big tits too?
No, he doesn't. Big tits. No. My dad weighs like 160. My dad's thin.
Oh, shit.
He goes to the gym every day.
That's pretty good. So he'll probably live to be like 90 and shit.
Probably. Maybe even more.
Yes.
Maybe he'll make his some of his family made it up to their mid-90s.
Yeah, shit. Fuck, I don't know if I'm going to make it that far into my old age.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder about me. Jeez, hard to say, but I'm not really going by. I've always maintained, and I think in the end this will help. It might not help so much now, but I go with the time is an illusion, or time is meaningless, and you just kind of go at things each day, without any concern for age. Mm-hmm. I would say I live that way almost for every day of the year except for one. And that's on my birthday. So on my birthday, it's the one day I reflect on, okay, I'm so-and-so age, 47. Just turned it a few days ago. March 6th was my birthday. And I was, that's a reflective day for me usually. This year really wasn't. I think it was such a fast-paced year, but usually it's that way. The rest of the year, I can give a shit how old I am.
Yes. Now, if you, and I don't know if you want to Google it because it is very much, it's a little bit maybe even too provocative. Black sheep ovica. I would do one word.
Black sheep. I see it.
Yeah. And then the family rules. Unbelievable. What is allowed to get on here nowadays? And I mean, if you
wait. Oh, black sheep ovka.
Yeah, and just one. Yeah, and then the first thing should pop up is family rules. And if you
it's video. Oh yeah.
And if you look at that bathroom.
Yes, I'm looking at it. Oh, I see. You're playing it. Duh. Okay.
Oh, can you see my video?
Yeah.
Yeah, just look at that. Look at the style of this bathroom. And look at that. Look at that mom. Good Lord.
Somebody must really rub and scrub those walls.
Yes, those walls are just unbelievable. And here comes in.
Right.
Josh, is that you?
Looks like
Open
a
the
voyeur
door.
of some kind.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes. Hi,
What would
Nancy.
you-
Nice to meet you.
You saw that.
You're his mother, right? Yes. I'm so embarrassed. I bet you dreamed of something. Oh. Hello there. Come here. Let me look at you. And who is this who intrudes my house? I'm Nancy, miss. Oh, yes, Josh told me about you.
We got some rules if you are 18. That's right. What? Stop it.
Yes, very good.
Very good.
Yes, this is,
This doesn't seem right.
it doesn't, it's something that, seems, it is, good Lord. And this guy has a Patreon page, by the way, if you want to donate to it.
It's like I don't know, like a paradox almost when you look at this.
I mean, you look at that bathroom, though. My God, I mean, you thought my bathroom was bad, but this guy's
that toilet is puts yours to shame.
yeah.
Don't look at me. It's not my fault.
Actually, it's my girlfriend. Let me.
What's that, Nancy? There's a new person has arrived.
And her son's name is Josh.
You just met your girlfriend. I see.
Yes.
Just fine.
Oh, don't worry,
Mom.
I'm
What
not
are you
going to
doing?
do-
What?
Well, you
That's
must
his
be here
mom.
every Sunday. Yeah, that's his mom.
Oh no! Oh boy!
Oh yeah, this go just let me finish quickly. I'll buy some cigarettes.
There you go.
Yeah, I've
We'll be
never,
back in a couple minutes.
yeah, and I've never seen a tranny with a body like that. And this is
Just like this, baby. Just like this.
yes, and this woman is huge in more ways than one, and she's a mother too. So this must be in the future.
This is, I have to say, this is one of the more bizarre. So this is one guy just basically created
Yes.
his own line of porn.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there should be like a Mr. Midnight movie or an inflammatory talk.
Yeah, we should
channel.
do cartoon too.
What am I watching? What? Can you explain what we were watching?
This is called Black Sheep Pavkova Family Rules. It's 1 through 9. And this kid's getting he's going to the store right now.
Oh my God. Clearly an ego victim.
Yeah, he's an ego victim. And sound effects.
Wow, it sounds wet.
It sure does. And good Lord, this is just. She's saying that her mouth belongs to Josh too.
Why, Mandy? Why? Oh my God. These pictures are hilarious.
Yes, that bathroom still needs to be cleaned. I think the toilet needs to just be replaced in that room.
So, can you double check that
Yes.
Chat board over there. Is there anybody in the chat room there?
I don't even know if anyone's in the chat room. Here we go.
I'm going to check it out.
One Uber, cheap Jew. That's it.
What?
Yeah.
The hell?
It hasn't even gone yet.
You people need to get your heads out of your asses and start listening to this show every night.
Yes, you should. Or we're going to.
What's up, Jimmy? Is it really you, Jimmy?
Hello?
Hello, Jimmy. Come in.
Is anyone calling us?
Yeah, but I don't think it's him.
Well, is there anyone on the line? Is there anyone in the chat? I mean, in the call center?
There's somebody there. Hello, are you there? Ah, we've lost our only caller.
Jesus Christ. This is becoming pathetic.
We couldn't even hold a caller. Damn it.
Unbelievable.
Oh! We have another... Oh, that's not a caller. You want to talk and say hi to Mr. Midnight Movie, caller? Yes, you. Hello. All right, so that's not happening either. I think once we learn to spread the word over on Blog Talk Radio, I think we're going to start getting, I think by next month, I think we're going to have some listeners. I really do.
I think so too, but I think it has to, we have to spread the word on that shit. And
you have to give it some time, but yeah, definitely spreading the word. Let's see, where are we at on this show here? We were at an hour and 5 minutes. Do we have I want to watch some more videos. Do you have any? How about it's Thursday? Are there new movies coming out today? What's going on?
Let's take a look. We'll take a look at the movie thing on Rotten Tomatoes. Captive State. That's got 67 on the Fresh Tomatoes. And Ash is the Purest White. And you know what? It's a foreign film. You know what? I want to get myself to bed because I got to get up early in the morning.
All right, let's just watch one trailer, though.
All right, hold on.
There's a movie called The Sex Trip. Iceman. Knife plus... No, I don't want to do that. Finding Steve McQueen. I heard that was going to be kind of interesting.
I heard it was a piece of shit.
What's Never Grow Old? 100 Fresh Tomatoes? What? Looks like a Jack Black attack.
Let's take a look at, let's see. Opening. Okay, let's go to coming soon.
I'll let you pick the movie. You pick which one we watch.
You know, Us is... Let me take a look here. Let me see here. Coming soon. I don't want to... I'll do one of them, and then I got to get to bed.
Yes. I'm waiting on it. Come on.
You know what? Let's look at Hotel Mumbai, even though that's only got 78.
You would pick the worst.
Have you seen it? You know what it's about?
Based on a lie. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, based on a fucking lie that actually happened.
How come I don't hear anything?
Because I'm not playing the commercial.
Oh, smart.
You know,
I hate Ben Affleck. I hope he dies. All right, let's go. Next one.
Here we go.
Goodbye.
Welcome to the Taj, home to statesmen and celebrities for over a century.
Wow. Remember always, here at the Taj.
Thank you. We hope you have a good stay.
Guest is God. Oh, look at that.
It's good.
Amazing. There's a whole lot of room back here. Let's hold it.
Based on true events.
Yeah.
gentlemen rampaging through the city.
Look, I don't think you understand. There's been an attack and we're not safe. Switch off the lights. Under the tables.
Terrorists have laid siege to the landmark Taj, with as many as 1,000 guests and over 500 staff trapped inside.
We should try to gather whoever we can. Many of you have families at home. There is no shame in leaving.
I've been here 35 years. This is my home.
I don't know how many there are, where they are.
Local police are simply not trained to deal with attacks of this magnitude.
Police! Police! Hello!
Don't open the door, it's them! Out!
Porqueros upstairs. Do you have a family? Yes. Then I think to stay alive and see them.
What's coming from us?
We go down the back stairs and straight out the services. If they hurt us, we will all die. We take our chances.
I'm scared.
We all are. But to get through this, we must stick together.
Well,
you know, it has the feel of that movie. What was that movie called? Damn it.
Talking about
kind of like Three Kings, or felt. You know, did you ever see Three Kings?
Did you like Three Kings?
I love that movie. I've seen it a few times. It's one of the few movies I've watched multiple times. Actually, I don't know why, but
JP, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up, dog?
If I can do Skype, can I kind of critique the clips that you're viewing? If I call you on Skype,
if you are on our Skype call, you'd be able to view. But you have to call on Mr. Midnight Movies line,
You know
not
what?
mine.
I got to get to bed, though. I have to get up
And
in the
he's
morning.
going to bed. But on shows where anytime we share videos, though, if you call us on Skype, you'd be able to watch those. So that's a good thing to point out. I'll point that out next time. That's a good idea, so people know if they want to join in on that.
Folks,
that's a good idea.
I'm going to bed.
But for tonight, we're about done.
Yeah.
We're about done.
Yeah, I'm going to bed. And
please, everybody, put your right hand over your hearts and sing along.
Yes.
Go ahead. I pledge of allegiance.
Well, folks, this is the best show on Blog Talk and the best show on the internet.
Jesus.
Shut up.
Just got
Nobody.
home.
I
That's
mean,
another
nobody.
30 minutes. Shut up. Closing, man. Shut up.
Who's calling? Who just called in?
Home. It's these now. You know, it's this guy. What's your name, dude? You're from Arizona.
French fries and Cokes. Let's do 30 minutes more.
What's your name?
I gotta get to bed early, you hillbilly.
It's Kirk. Okay, we got Curtis and we got.
Bye.
Yeah, we got.
No, I'm calling in.
Laboratory talk. Shut up. And Mr.
Who else is on there too?
Good night.
Yeah, you know, you got that dude and Curtis.
Movie. Shut up. And Jewish producer. Hello, son. Shut up. We tackle the things that nobody tackles. Hello, son. The man's answers. Hello, son. Stop walking on eggshells. Shut up. Hello, son. Goofy Bone can get off his bloviated fat enchilada ass and start talking about La Raza. Hello, son.
Jocking it. Him Daddy Joe P. Jocking it. Him Daddy Joe P. With the skip.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Goodbye. We're going to examine all these facts. Shut up. The civil rights movement today basically protects